going on, everyone? So this is a very, very special episode. I've been waiting to do this one for quite some time now. This is an all Hot Toys episode. I'm here to show you my entire Hot Toys collection, all my Marvel, all my DC stuff, all my Star Wars stuff. Let's get started. This is my all Hot Toys episode. Thanks for joining me. Alright, so first things first, one of the most frequently asked questions that I get is, what cabinets do I use for my Hot Toys? And what kind of lighting do I use? So I use these cabinets. These are called Detolf cabinets. You get them from IKEA. The lighting, unfortunately, they don't make that lighting anymore. Also from IKEA, they were called dioders, but they're no longer available. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to find another option for my lighting. If you are a Hot Toys collector and you do have a good option for lighting, please leave a comment down below. By the way, if you're just joining me now, if you're a Hot Toys collector, you've never seen any of my videos, welcome to my channel. Thanks for watching my video. If you like what you see, please do subscribe. Hot Toys are absolutely my passion. I also collect other things like Mezco's Marvel Legends Black Series, all kinds of stuff. But as you can see here, I do love my Hot Toys. So let's just get started in my collection. Here they are. I kind of have them all grouped by the movie and the year that the movie came out. And they kind of run left to right, and then left to right again, with the newest movie being down there, Civil War. And then I have my MCU stuff separated from my Fox stuff down there as well. So let's go ahead and get started with the Mark I. I have the Mark I Iron Man. I love this piece. This is actually the Mark I 2.0. This is the second version they did of this armor, and it is absolutely fantastic. I like how the Iron Man mask can swing up and you can see Tony Stark's face sculpt there. I think that's a great face sculpt, reminiscent of the first movie, but just an excellent figure with a lot of great detail. This is the Mark I Iron Man figure. So moving on, I have two figures from the first Avengers movie. I actually used to have all of the figures from the Avengers movie, but I've traded things off. These two I have. I don't think I'll ever get rid of this Captain America. This is one of my favorite pieces, but this is the Captain America from the first Avengers movie. I really like this uniform. I like the shield. The shield is nice and shiny. And there you go. Captain America from the first Avengers movie, and joining him is the Thor from the first Avengers movie. Not the best Chris Hemsworth face sculpt, but I think it is a very cool looking uniform. I like this version of the uniform, and he does come with the Cosmic Cube there as well. But yeah, those are my two figures from the first Avengers movie. Captain America and Thor. This is still currently my absolute favorite Iron Man armor from the MCU. This is the Mark 42, and I just love the way it looks. I love the gold. I love how it's mostly gold and with highlights of red, but it just looks different than all the other armors, and it was featured prominently in a movie. I know they've made a lot of Iron Man armors for Hot Toys, but a lot of those were seen maybe for like a split second in a movie, or maybe not even seen at all. They were just a concept armor. This one was featured pretty prominently, and it looks so much different than the other armors. So I really like this one. I also like the fact that the mask is magnetized, and you can just slide it up there and it attaches to the top of the helmet, and it's got a pretty darn good Tony Stark face sculpt under the mask. But this is a die cast armor. I believe this might have been one of the first die-cast armors. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's made of metal. It's got some weight to it, and it looks awesome. I love it. All right, so moving on, I have several figures from Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is definitely my favorite Marvel movie so far. So because it's my favorite, I like to collect a lot of the figures from it. So here we have the Stealth Strike suit Captain America, but this is a very cool uniform that Captain America wore in the movie. I also like the fact that it features the blue shield that he used in that opening scene on the boat. I have him with the Black Widow. I have a couple Black Widows, but this is the one from Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Pretty good face sculpt of Scarlett Johansson there. Not that accurate, but I think it looks like a great figure. Moving on from the same movie, this is the Winter Soldier. There's a few different ways that you can pose him. He comes with another head sculpt without the mask. You can take the glasses off as well. I kind of switch things up on my figures from time to time, so I actually just added these glasses recently. But I really like that look. A lot of posing options. He comes with a lot of different accessories, guns. He's got guns all over. Let me give you the 360 on him. Got the gun there. These are all removable, by the way. He's got another knife on his back there. He's got another pistol on this side. He's got a little, looks like a little grenade there. Alright, moving on down here, I have more figures from Captain America, the Winter Soldier. I have the Nick Fury. There's another way you can pose him. You can actually put him in an arm sling. I used to have him in the arm sling, but I just took that off, so I kind of have him doing a semi-Pulp Fiction type pose. I really like Sam Jackson. He's one of my favorite actors, so this was definitely a must-have for me. And then also we have the Steve Rogers figure. This shield never appeared in the actual movie. This was like for promotional purposes and I think for like a movie poster. But I have these together. This one actually came as part of a 2-pack with that stealth suit Captain America. But I have them sharing a detail space together because they were in the same scene together. Alright, so moving on to my Guardians of the Galaxy figures. This is Gamora. I have a hard time posing her because she's got that rubber body. If you could see her arms there, there's no joints because it's like a rubber kind of suit that looks like skin. And I don't want to bend her elbows because I don't want the rubber to be worn and for that to crack. So I try to keep her arms relatively straight if possible, so it limits my posing. But I think she's in a pretty good pose there. I think that looks pretty badass. The hair was kind of difficult to mess with on this one. Otherwise, I think it's a pretty good figure. Now this is one of my newer Hot Toys figures. This is Drax. He just recently came in. And he completed my Guardians of the Galaxy here. So I'm glad he finally was released. I think he looks fantastic. Look at that face sculpt. That looks just like Dave Bautista there. The tattoos look really awesome. He comes with the alternate Ravager pants as well, the red ones. I have not put those on him yet. The tattoos kind of like stand out. They're like almost like brands as opposed to just like ink. As you can see, there's like texture to the tattoos. But again, I am just very, very glad that they finally released Drax. It feels like we were waiting years for this figure, but glad that he finally completed my Guardians of the Galaxy. Moving on, I have the one and only Peter Quill Star-Lord. This is another figure where I switch out the head sculpt every now and then. I just had the masked head sculpt in, and I decided for this video to put the Chris Pratt head sculpt. Let me give you some detail on this. There's the Walkman with Awesome Mix Volume 1. This is the Rocket Raccoon from the first Guardians movie. I love the gun that he comes with. Look at the detail on this gun. I think that's a very, very good rocket. I do like the facial expression on the new rocket though that's coming out, how he's yelling. And I do have the Groot as well. I'm going to show that one later. He is with my other taller figures up top. And again, I'll show you all of those at the end. But there you go. There are the Guardians of the Galaxy, at least 4 of them there. Moving on to Age of Ultron. Here's an excellent, excellent figure. This is Vision from Age of Ultron. See if I can get a good shot of his paint apps on his face. But I love this Vision. I think it looks great. Let me show you the cape on this one. When I first saw the pictures of this on Sideshow, I thought that the cape was going to be more kind of like shiny, I guess. It looked like it was shinier, but this is kind of like a duller cape. It still looks good. It's just, I thought the cape was going to look a little different, but it's still a great looking figure. I'm glad to have it in my collection. So staying with Age of Ultron, I do have Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver. This will probably be the only Quicksilver figure we get, unless he comes back somehow in Infinity War. And that's not out of the question since they have a Infinity Stone that can control time, so he might come back, we don't know. But I do have a couple Scarlet Witch figures. This is the one from Age of Ultron. And I think that they improved the face sculpt on the Civil War version, but I do like this version a lot. And this face sculpt is fantastic, I think. The Scarlet Witch is cool. It's fun to pose these little effects. But there are a few figures from Age of Ultron. I do have some more. Down here with the Captain America. This might be one of my favorite Captain America figures. There's a few things on this that I really, really like. It's very similar to the Civil War version with a few differences. First of all, I like the red highlights that were on the uniform that were in Age of Ultron that they kind of got rid of for Civil War. The other thing that I really like about this figure is the fact that the shield is magnetized. As you can see, there's no handle on this shield. I just attached the shield to his arm. No strap. He has magnets in his arms, in the little gauntlet there. So the shield can attach to either arm and also attach to his back, all magnetized. The legs are slightly different, the uniform's slightly different between this one and the Civil War. The knee pads are different and the boots are different as well, but definitely like this version. This might be my favorite Captain America Hot Toys figure. So staying with Age of Ultron, I do have the Hawkeye and Black Widow. Here's the Hawkeye. And he also has some magnetic details here. These here attached to his boots via magnets. I like the long coat look of Hawkeye. I think that looks really, really cool. Excellent detail in the bow there, as you can see. And here's a shot of the Jeremy Renner face sculpt. And then here is my second Black Widow figure. This is Age of Ultron. She never actually used those guns in the movie. I think those were from a deleted scene. But I like the way they look. And I gave her one of the batons as well. She comes with 2 of these guns and 2 of those batons, so I just gave her 1 of each. I think with each Black Widow figure that comes out, they slightly improve on the face sculpt and it starts looking more and more like Scarlett Johansson. The best one by far is one that I do not have. It's the Civil War version, but I think that face sculpt is very, very good face sculpt. But I'll show you the highlights on the outfit here. She's got the blue knee pads there, the red accents on the gauntlet. Staying with Age of Ultron, you can see a pattern here. I collected a lot of the Age of Ultron Hot Toys figures. I liked that movie. A lot of people didn't like it. I liked it a lot. This is the Mark 45. I actually used to have the Mark 43, but I traded that one off. I like the Mark 45. I think it looks very, very cool. It also looks very similar to the version in Civil War, the Mark 46, but I have the battle damaged chest piece in right now, just to kind of make it look a little different. There's a clean chest piece as well, but the forearms look like they have like almost musculature. This is a die-cast figure, so it's got some extra weight to it. This one comes with a slightly more elaborate base, and it also comes with a piece of an Ultron, like an Ultron drone. But that is the Mark 45 Iron Man figure from Age of Ultron. Alright, got another Age of Ultron figure here. This is my favorite Thor figure to date. I thought that this Thor was an improvement over the Dark World Thor. I like the face sculpt. I think it looks very, very much like Chris Hemsworth. See how close I can get in and show you that. Just the level of detail. You can kind of see like freckles in the face and the stubble, like 5 o'clock shadow. Just ridiculous amount of detail. I don't really like the hair though. The hair looks golden or bronze, and it doesn't really look like actual hair. It does up here, kind of. It looks like his hair is wet, but here, I don't know if they got the paint right. But this is cool because, let me see if I can show you this real quick. So if you twist, this Thor comes with 2 hammers, 2 Mjolnirs. And this one I really, really like because you can twist the handle and it lights up. It's got an LED light inside and it's very bright. But I believe the story behind Mjolnir is the fact that that is a star inside. I thought it was like a collapsing star or something. So it just looks really, really cool. You can see like it's kind of like a cloudy light in there. Looks badass. Just twist the handle again and it turns off. But I really, really like this Thor. I know I've been saying I really, really like this figure, but honestly, I collect the figures that I like the most. I like the way they look, so most of the figures in my collection, I really like. If I don't like a figure in my collection, I usually sell it or trade it. The only thing that I'm worried about on this Thor is the fact that he also comes with that rubberized... his arms are rubber. You can't see the joints in the elbows. So I try to keep his arms as straight as possible, not bend them at the elbows too much, just so it doesn't create stress and it doesn't cause the rubber to rip. But that is the Thor from Age of Ultron. Alright, so moving on to the next movie, we have an awesome character that I'm looking forward to his solo movie. He is Black Panther. And this is Civil War now. I only have 2 figures from Team Tony. I have this one, and then I have a Power Pose Iron Man, which you'll see in just a second, but I could not pass on this figure. This is the first appearance in the MCU of Black Panther. I loved him in the movie. I cannot wait for his solo movie. I really, really like the trailer that they released, but this just looks amazing. You can see the claws there. Let's see if I can get a different angle on those claws. And he's got claws here as well. But just a fantastic looking figure. The only thing that I would have liked on this figure that would have made it even better is a unmasked face sculpt. That would have been great. But they're probably saving that for the Hot Toys figure from the Black Panther movie. I'm assuming they're going to do that. Otherwise, this is a pretty perfect figure in my opinion. Show you the foot detail there. So that is the Black Panther from Civil War. Alright, staying with Civil War, we have Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And let me show you this Winter Soldier because it looks really, really good. I love the face sculpt. This looks different enough from the first Winter Soldier figure that I definitely had to have it. It comes with a much better face sculpt than the first Winter Soldier came with. The arm is shinier on this one. On the first Winter Soldier, it's not as shiny as this. This one actually looks like a robotic arm. Slightly different costuming with that jacket, the vest, and this gun is immaculate. If you could see the detail on this gun. This gun is just ridiculous. Very, very cool detail. But that is the Winter Soldier from Civil War, and this is the cap. Again, this is very similar to the Age of Ultron, but if you could see here, they removed the red highlights in the outfits in the chest. He doesn't have those. Also in the shoulder, he doesn't have those up there in the shoulder. And then this shield is not magnetized anymore. It comes with the straps again. So what I like about this one is the fact that they come with different facial expressions. So right now he's got like a kind of like a snarling facial expression. I like that a lot. You can change it out with a normal facial expression, but basically just the lower part of the face pops out and you could just replace it with a new expression. He also comes with this crossbones broken mask, which is very, very cool. But as I was saying, his boots are different than the Age of Ultron. You can see they're not as thick, they're more streamlined. The knee pads are different, they're not as big. So there you go. There is the Winter Soldier and Captain America. Moving on, but sticking with Civil War, I do have the Ant-Man figure. I just had the Paul Rudd helmetless head sculpt in there, but I switched it out for this video. I really like that helmet. This Ant-Man figure has a lot better articulation than the first Ant-Man figure. I actually used to have the Ant-Man hot toy figure from the Ant-Man movie, and the suit on that one, it almost felt like real leather, so his arms were like real kind of stiff. He couldn't get in really good poses, but this one is more of a like a stretchy fabric material, so you can get better, much better articulation with this one. You can kind of see his eyes in there under the red visor. But again, he does come with another head sculpt. It's a helmetless Paul Rudd facial expression. Moving on, but sticking with Civil War, I do have the new Hawkeye figure from Civil War. I tried to get everyone from Team Cap. His outfit on this one is more purple and like dark bluish. I like this outfit a lot. I don't like it as much as this one though. I really like that long coat version of Hawkeye. But this is this looks different and I like it. It's pretty cool. And then here is the Scarlet Witch. Let me show you the Elizabeth Olsen face sculpt there. Again, I think that looks more like her than the Age of Ultron version. I really like these effects. You can do a lot with these effects and with the different hands that you could put in. Change it up. But there are Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch. Alright, so moving out of the MCU, I do have the Deadpool Hot Toys figure. And this one's cool because you can change out the eye expressions. I gave him a winking eye, or kind of like a squinting eye there. But look at the detail in this. You can kind of see like where he was either shot or stabbed in his uniform there. And you can see like scuffs and dirt. He looks like Deadpool should look. He looks like he's been in a frickin' war and he's been fighting a lot. He shouldn't have a clean outfit. See the scuffs there as well. But he comes with this dynamic arm. So you can put him in like jumping, upside down poses. A variety of different poses. I kind of have him in a boring little standing pose here. Most of my poses are kind of boring. They're not quite museum poses. I have them, you know, slightly dynamic, but for the most part, I don't like to really go crazy with like the bending of the elbows and stretching of the joints. I don't want to stretch the outfits or the uniform, so I kind of have them in these, you know, not so crazy poses, but I still think that they look pretty good. I gave him his two handguns in this pose. I'm gonna be switching him out soon and giving him his katanas probably. But just an excellent figure. This one went quick on Sideshow. If you could still get this Deadpool, I'd highly, highly recommend it. But if you cannot, stick around because Deadpool 2 will be out soon and they'll probably be doing a new Deadpool figure. And hopefully a Cable figure. I would love to see a Josh Brolin Cable Hot Toys figure. That'd be cool. But there's Deadpool. And sticking with the next film, I do have a Wolverine figure. This is the Wolverine from The Wolverine when he went to Japan. He's got his suit on. Very, very cool expression there on his face. This one you can either pose with his suit on, or you could pose with his white tank top, his brown pants, basically his classic look that Hugh Jackman has had in all these X-Men movies. I had him posed in that pose. I had his bone claws in as well. He comes with bone claws. But it was time to switch things up, so I put his suit back on and put the metal adamantium claws in. But I think this looks pretty freaking badass. Here's the Wolverine from The Wolverine. Alright, so let me show you my taller figures that I have for Marvel. Captain America, the Winter Soldier, again, that is one of my, if not my favorite Marvel MCU movie. And I do have the Falcon from Captain America Winter Soldier. I think this is a great, great looking figure. I could not get rid of this one because I actually bought the new Falcon, which you'll see in just a second. But I really like this version. I liked the first appearance in the MCU version of Falcon, so I didn't want to sell this one. Moving on to Guardians, this is my Groot. Sorry for the bad lighting here, but there we go. I really wanted to show the detail on this Groot. This is an awesome, awesome Hot Toys figure. There we go. But yeah, I do have all of the Guardians there. There's Groot and the other four. In addition, because they never gave us a Ronin figure, I do have the Thanos from Guardians on his throne. I just switched him out. He is back sitting. I had him standing on this lower stoop here. But I do like to switch them out just so they don't get, you know, stuck in that same position and start getting worn on certain joints or whatnot. So that's the Thanos. Moving on to Age of Ultron again, I do have the Hulk. Let me take him down and show you him. So this is the Hulk. I had the original Hulk from the first Avengers movie. I felt like he was too green. When they came out with this one, I felt like that this was a more screen accurate color for the Hulk. So I picked this one up. Here's the facial expression. Show you like the hands. Again, he's got the rubber arms, so there's no visible elbow joints. I really, really hope, and I don't see why they wouldn't do it, because I think it'll definitely sell. I really hope that they make a Gladiator Hulk from Thor Ragnarok, and I would definitely buy that if they solicited that. Alright, so this is the other Team Tony piece that I have from Civil War. This is the Power Pose Mark 46. And I feel like I would be doing it an injustice if I did not turn all of his lights on, because there is one switch in the back that controls several points of light. So let me go ahead and switch him on real quick. Alright, as you can see there, I flipped the switch on the back and he is all lit up, looking freaking beautiful. Again, it's one switch right on the back there under that piece of armor, which is right in the middle of the screen. You lift that piece of armor up, you flip the switch, and all of these lights come on. And he lights up like a Christmas tree. He looks fantastic. But again, this is the Mark 46 from Civil War. Alright, that brings us to my final Hot Toy figure for Marvel. This is the Falcon from Civil War. Love this version of Falcon because if you can see here, his wings do bend inward. Kind of curve in. They can curve out. They can swivel down in 3 points there. The wings are a lot more articulated on this version versus the Winter Soldier version. Plus it comes with Red Wing there, and Red Wing kind of folds up. Just looks fantastic with the red highlights in the wings as well. and in the uniform. But a very, very cool piece. The Falcon from Civil War. Alright, so those are all of my Marvel Hot Toys figures there. I'm going to go ahead and move on to my DC stuff now. And I'll get started with a very large vehicle. It's a Batman vehicle from The Dark Knight Rises.